We are now on Task 3 in the Getting Started with IBM Engineering Requirements Management Doors Next Quick Start. Task 3 is about creating a change set and modifying the stakeholder requirement. In this task, you all will first examine the traceability from the stakeholder requirements to the system requirements that satisfy them downstream. You all will then create a change set such that you can start editing the requirements to enact the requested change. Lastly, you will edit the stakeholder requirement to begin enacting the change. Let's go back to our custom view of mission requirements. Click on Mission Requirements. After clicking on Mission Requirements, mouse over 4104. Remote surveillance should support a mission of up to 2 hours without a recharge. We can see a smart hover appears, and some things I'll call out here is underneath attributes. We can see that this type is a system requirement. And what I want to do is I want to go down to the bottom of the screen here where it says Show More and click on that. Once this loads, we can see that this linked requirement also has a satisfied by link to another requirement further downstream. It also has a trace architecture element to design and to a validated by link to a test case. To get out of the rich hover, we can either move our mouse away, we could either click on the screen, or we could have hit the X that was available on the top right hand corner of the rich hover. One thing that I want to talk about now is link validity. What that means is how we have this green check available for 4038 and these question marks available for 4092 and 4104. That indicates the validity of the link. Whenever two artifacts are linked, if one of them changes, then the link between them automatically becomes suspect, which happened in this case. The suspect symbol provides an indication to the engineer that an analysis is now required and that the other artifact may also need to change. You'll see this in a moment when you edit the stakeholder requirement. For now, click on the gray question mark and change it to valid, along with the other one for 4092. Let's hover our mouse over 4088, the contents box, and we can see that says not editable. You do not have permission to edit this attribute. At the top screen here, you'll notice a message inside the light blue box. Here, change control is optional and is typically switched off at the start of a project when there's a lot of requirement churn. However, when the project has reached a stable state or a particular milestone, change control might be enabled. This allows the team to manage the impact of changes, as well as ensuring the changes are only made within the appropriate approvals and that those changes are properly documented. To be able to change this, in the top right hand corner where it says Avery Base, let's click it. The button that we just clicked, Avery Base, also indicates the current context, which could be a baseline, the current state of work, a variant of the project, or a personal stream. In this case, the project has two variants, Avery Base and Avery Advance. The project tile will change when a new context is selected to indicate the current context. We're going to come down to the bottom of this menu on the right hand side and click Create Change Set. In the name field, type Extending Operating Range. Click Create. You'll now note that Avery Base has changed to Susan's Avery Base. In this case, since we're in Susan's dashboard, creating a change set will allow Susan to work in her own personal context so that her changes are isolated from the rest of the team. This not only facilitates parallel working, but also prevents Susan's changes from being visible to the rest of the team until they are ready. This could also be controlled by not allowing those changes to be shared until they have been approved, linked to a work item in Engineering Workflow Management with the appropriate approvals. We're going to go back up and click on Susan's Avery Base. Click on Link to a Work Item. That is the first menu item available underneath Change Set on the right hand side. Click it, and we have this little window pop up. Click on Avery 2.0 for a drop down menu to appear, and click on Hummingbird Safe, Program, and Team Management. We have a different window that will now appear we have a different window that now appears. And just to call out a couple things here, say we screwed up about the artifact container, well, we can click on that drop down menu and change it back to Avery 2.0. If there is other project areas, we'd be able to change that here, but since there's only one project area, we will leave that alone, or we can create a new project area. We can also search by keyword or work item number. If we click on that drop down menu, we can see a whole bunch of options available to us. We can also search by query as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to type in the word extend into the work item number. Click on 299 extend operating range and click OK. Let's go back up to Susan's Avery base, and we can now see that there is a work items link to change set and also a change set available. Now let's click outside of Susan Avery base's menu and let's edit a requirement that deals with ID 4088. Remote surveillance should support a mission of up to 2 hours. All you need to do is mouse over that requirement and double click inside of there, or you can hit the pen button, whatever is easiest to you. Let's change 2 to 3 hours. Take a note here that this is like a regular Word document. You have all the features of a Word editor where you can change the font size, bolding, italic, and headings, all different options. And we'll quickly scroll through some of these options so you all can see them. So you really have a powerful editing feature right here. You can also insert tables, horizontal lines, images, artifacts, symbols, and links directly. You can also color the box itself and the font. You can also change the alignment, bullets. You have a whole different amount of options available to you right here. Let's select all of the text and change the font size to font size 11 since 10 is just a little bit tiny. To stop editing, let's just click outside of that box. We can see that that change has been made. And now, over here on the validity side of the screen, the green check is now gone and it is now displaying us a gray question mark because a change has happened. The link has become suspect because a change was made. You have now completed the third task in the Getting Started with IBM Engineering Requirements Management Doris Next Quick Start.